Okay, welcome back. I've just skimmed through all the emails to get rid of them and get rid of the notifications. The top one is obviously that a guy called Ascension has left Curacao, which is an amazing name. I guess he's gone down in some people's estimations. But anyway, we are at the 3rd of June 2024. I've just simulated past the Champions League final so that we know who won what. It is a World Cup year. Sorry, no, it's not. It's a Euros year. So we could simulate even further and see who wins that, but that's not really what we're here for. So we're going to have a look at Everton and see where they are. So I'm in the shortlist of all the players that started at Everton. Let's see how many players are still at Everton. We're at 2024 now, so I've simulated 5 years past where we lost the FA Cup. Let's have a look at some of the people that still play for Everton. So we've still got the youngsters, Augusto and Bolton. Jude is still there, Senior is still there, Sasado, Chalice is not there anymore. So those guys are all still at Everton. And in terms of first team players, Luan is still there, age 31, Klaassen, Michael Keane, Onazi, Lucas Moura, Williams, Pickford and Lukaku still there, age 31, rated £5 million now. He, although, has not played any league games this season, so it looks like he is going to be on his way out. He is transfer listed, so I think this will be his last year. So let's have a look at Everton's position in the league then. So we of course won the league. Since then they had a 5th place and an 8th place. And then they had 2 places in 5th. And they've just finished 6th. So they've been around the European places for most of the time. It's only the 8th place finish, which meant that they didn't get European football, which is a shame. But this season it's the 6th place finish. They finished, again, that top 5 has been a top 5 for the whole thing since we've left. Man City won the league a couple of times, so I'm glad that Man City have been knocked off their pedestal. They won 5 titles in 6 years. The only one they didn't win was won by us, so that's good. We knocked them off there for that one time. But since then, it looks like Man City have taken over. They've got 92 points, which is really good. Dybala still plays for them, and he was top scorer. The only Everton player I see there is Zuma, because he got 11 yellow cards, but we're not in that top half at all. And the Premier League has actually moved to the top league in the world, so that's good as well. They've overtaken La Liga. So who's Everton's manager now? It's a guy called Shota Arveladze, who is a Georgian. The captain's a guy called Merritt. Lukaku is still vice captain, and then you've got a key player called Legrand, and we've got a hot prospect called Petkovic. So let's have a look at the manager history then, and see what happens to the other guy, who's called Valverde. He was sacked after almost 3 years, so a good run for him. He was sacked in January of 2023, obviously for a poor league position, although he did actually win a cup. What was that? What did he win? We'll have a look in a minute. So the caretaker manager was Luca Vigiani, and he left in May of that year. Rui Vitória took over, who I think is a former Benfica manager. He is the Benfica manager currently, yeah, so he took over. So remember from signing Benfica players to actually taking their manager. So Vitória took over. He lasted 155 days, got sacked in November, so not a massively long tenure as manager there. John Ebron was caretaker manager, and then Arveladze came in November 2023, and he also won a cup. So since we left, they've actually won 2 pieces of silverware, and one of them is the FA Cup. Wonder what the other one was. That was the EFL Cup. So yeah, it's good to see that they're winning stuff. That's what we couldn't do. We won a league title, but you know, I always have real issues with trying to win silverware, especially domestic cups, but 2 managers since me have done it. So that's a bit annoying that they've done it and not me, but at the same time, you know, we improved Everton to the point where eventually they did win some more trophies, so that's good. Okay, so let's have a look at 2021-2022 then. And so I'm not too worried about the league form, but there it is. So we finished in 5th place that season, so there you go. Against the big teams, we did actually beat United 2-0 in the league there. Luan and Barkley scored. We had a 1-1 draw at Old Trafford, so that's good stuff. Where are Liverpool? There's Liverpool. 2-2 draw at home, and 2-0 defeat at Anfield, never mind. So the FA Cup this year, was this the year that they won it? No, it wasn't. This year they got to the 5th round where Arsenal beat them. It was the wins against Portsmouth. Beat Man United in the 4th round. They went down to 10 men early, and Guedes scored. Looks like a real player, that Guedes. One of the key players in this save, I think. Well, for Everton since. And then losing to Arsenal. EFL Cup. This might have been the year that they won it, actually. Let's have a look. It was indeed, yeah. Bristol City, QPR, Rotherham and Cardiff fell victim in the early rounds. Beat Crystal Palace 2-1 on aggregate in the semis. And then a 1-0 win over Man City in the final. Luan scored the goal, so that's really good. They got to a cup final and they won it. So there was no European football this year because they finished in 8th place. So no European football, so that's that season. Let's look at 2022-23. So the Premier League, there it is again. It was another 5th place this season. Quite a few defeats that season actually. A 1-0 defeat at home against Liverpool, a 2-0 defeat at Old Trafford, a 4-0 defeat at home, dearie me, that's not a good one. Rashford, Rui Pedro, Pogba, and they've signed Barbosa now as well, wow. But then we did win 3-0 at Anfield, and Jude got a goal there, so it looks like Jude is getting some league games at last. As for the FA Cup, what happened here? Man United beat us there, 4-1 at home, dearie me. But Morecambe and Forest were the victims in the early stages. EFL Cup, did we defend it? No, we didn't. We beat Liverpool in the 3rd round, knocked out Brentford, but then lost to West Ham. And 5th place would have meant Europa League, wouldn't it? Yeah. How did we do in the Europa League? Oh, it's another semi-final. So 2 out of 3 years we got to the semi-finals. So it was actually, we got to the final that other year. Barcelona knocked us out there. But this year it's a semi-final. Porto knocked us out. Who do we have in the groups? Legia Warsaw, Braga and Ludogorets. Then we beat Real Hispalis. I don't know who they are. Then we beat Galatasaray. Then we had Spurs in the quarterfinals. And then Porto knocked us out after that. So that's not too bad at all. And then this season, 2023-2024. This is a new manager now, of course. That's the league form. Oh, that's a nasty run. We've got 6th place in this season. 6 defeats in a row there. Unbeaten in 9. Winless in 9. That's not good. But they did pick it up towards the end of the season. Another win against Liverpool. 3-0 there. Man United, we lost 1-0 at Old Trafford. Goalless draw at home and then a 1-0 defeat at home. FA Cup this season, it was 1 of course, and it was a 3-1 win over Man United in the final, so revenge. Jude Correa and Luan scored the goals there. We had a penalties win over Burnley in the semi-finals, and then we had Liverpool, we beat Liverpool as well, that's good. And then Leeds, Leyton Orient and Chester. EFL Cup, okay, that didn't go well. Beat Cardiff, but then lost on penalties to Yeovil, that's not a good one. Europa League this season, what happened there? Another semi-final, but this time Liverpool knocked us out. That's a kick in the teeth. It was Guingamp, Salzburg and Krasnodar in the group. Zoria in the first knockout round, and then Monaco, and then Villarreal, and then Liverpool defeated us. So it's actually gone really, really well for them. They've had a couple of pieces of silverware. They've had some really good cup runs in Europe. Didn't qualify for the Champions League again, but they did really well in the Europa League, and they got to a final and a couple of semi-finals, which is really good. Okay, so let's have a look at some of their transfer history then. So this was where we left off. These guys came in. So since then, what have they done? They've bought 5 players in summer 2021. They bought Rafael Guerreiro from Dortmund for 20 million. Diawara from Napoli for 27. Meret, who is now their captain for Udinese. Let's have a look at him. He looks like a solid... There's a goalkeeper. I wasn't sure if he was a defender or not, but he's a goalkeeper. So it looks like Casilla has been fully replaced now. They did actually sign a goalkeeper the previous season as well, which was... who was that? Was it Edison? Yeah, Edison, the other goalkeeper. So he's at Chelsea now, actually. He's been sold already. Where did he go? He went to Chelsea. £36 million after 1 season. So it looks like they had to, eventually replace Edison, and they got Meret. They also bought a Brazilian called Wallace for 3 million, and they bought Mark Lennon from Hibs. So sales that year, Edison went to Chelsea. Jamie Vardy retired that season. Salcedo, one of the youngsters, got released. I don't think he ever got a work permit. Ogzan got sold to Stoke. He was one of my best players, but he didn't fit into the Newcastle formation where they played defensive midfielders, so he didn't play nearly as many games. He went to Stoke, and he's not actually done very well at Stoke. He's not scored a lot of goals at all. He was my free kick master, he was. Deulofeu moved to Sunderland in the end. What's he like now? Age 30. He's actually now at Burnley, so they made a bit of profit on him. And again, he hasn't been doing very well. Started off really well for me, but then he did drop off eventually. But he's a good player. Rocco got sold, a player that never really fought his way into the first team. So that's that season. And then after that, we signed Serge Gnabry from West Ham. Johnny Long from Ipswich, there's Correa. Hugo Mallow from Chelsea. Dennis. Petkovic from Lokomotiva, who's apparently one of the up-and-comers, but we can't see any of his attributes. So there you go. I think it's because he's a regen. That's why we can't see him. Also signed Mario Fernandez and Tom Smith from Utrecht. Outgoings, Rodri, who was a playmaker, went to Cardiff. Kassir was released, as was Guay. And who else? No one else really. Baxter got sold. Yuri Ribeiro went to Palace in the end. Vasquez is there. He's gone to Watford. Nacho went on loan for that season. Mario went to Barcelona. Anyone else there? No one else that I recognise. And then the last season, Corentin Legrand from Stade Rennais, £46 million as a club record fee there for a 23-year-old Frenchman who looks, well, he looks pretty good. How's he done? Well, 6.93, fairly solid. But £46 million, that's a big price. Dean Donnellan from Atletico Madrid, an American striker. How's he done? Well, he got 11 goals for me. He got 28 goals in that season for Atletico Madrid. That's why he got a 30.5 million fee put onto him. And a clinker was signed from Den Haag. And then outgoings, Song was released. I'm looking for people that I recognise. Paniotov and Clark went on loan again. Nacho went to Al Sadd. Barkley went to Bournemouth in the end. Phil Jones got sold. Who haven't I seen? I haven't seen James Ward-Prowse yet. He must still be at the club. No, is it Norwich? Where did I must have missed that. He must have been released and then bought by Norwich. No, they bought him. I bought him there. Okay, I didn't see that. It must have been from the previous time. I didn't remember it. Never mind. So let's have a look at some of their best teams then. So the best 11 throughout the whole series, other than Guedes, Diawara, Guerrero, Uzuma, and Merritt. So 6 out of 11 players were signed by me or were at the team before I started, which is really good. You can see all the ones in red there that were shortlisted. So they're all the guys that have remained in the Everton Hall of Fame for the series, for the save. So that's good to see. Let's have a look at some of their best teams then. It looks like they've stuck with that 4-2-3-1, although the midfielders are a bit further forward. So it looks like the new manager there did go with a different formation. That's interesting. We ended up at the 3 at the back in 2022, which is really interesting. Mallow, Zuma and Keane. And then Klaassen and Correa in behind Luan. Then this was the old guy. This was Valverde who played that 4-2-3-1. So again, lots of players staying in there. And then that was the other season where Alex Song got in there as well. I think we saw this one though, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So competition history, then a bit more added here. You can see our Premier League title there. And you can see there's the Europa League runner-up 2021, FA Cup winner in 2024, runner-up again in 2020, EFL Cup winner in 2022. So yeah, a bit more history added there. Premier League runner-up in, it's Premier League Cup. That's different. What we're talking about. Go on, man. Let's have a look at some of these landmarks then since we left. So we left about here, didn't we? It was here. So Community Shield runners-up, FA Cup runners-up. That's where we left. So since then, the stadium capacity was increased. We did confirm that when we were manager. So that's up to £50,000. They did fail financial fair play for quite a while actually. In 2020, in 2021 and 2024 they failed financial fair play, and you can see all the captains that were removed and new captains and the FA Cup win and the EFL Cup win and the Europa League second place. So it's been okay. I want to have a look at how much they're paying their players actually as well, because someone before was earning £215,000. Is anyone better at that? No, they haven't. Guedes is still number one there. The highest paid player, £215,000. We never paid anyone more than 105, and that was Jamie Vardy. So that's interesting. Guedes, though, seems to be like a really, really good player for them. He's been a prominent player. He started almost every game. He's scored some goals. He sets them up. It's been a fairly solid career for him, so that's good to see. So I think that's going to do it for this video. Barcelona looks like they won a Champions League. Let's have a look at the World Cups and stuff like that. So 2020 Euros was won by France. Who won the 2022 World Cup? And where did it move to as well? Brazil won it. I don't know where it ended up. It's in Mexico in 2026. Oh, I can see who came third and fourth. Oh, it went to Canada. That was probably like confirmed ages ago. It's been Morocco in another save as well. I think that was on last year's game. It moved from Qatar to Morocco, which is A bit of a stupid one, really. But yeah, it's gone to Canada for 2020. It went to Canada, rather. And 2026, it's in Mexico. And then the Euro 2024 is still to come. But I'm not going to show that. That's not what this is about. So there you go. Who won some of the Champions League finals then? Let's have a look. Barcelona are holders, it said. And since they're Real Madrid and Barcelona won it, PSG won it 2 years in a row. Liverpool just won it, actually. So they beat us in the semi-finals, and then they beat Lyon at the last stage. Porto won it 2 years in a row. Again, I think it was them that knocked us out of that one as well. And then Barcelona beat us, and then Monaco won it. So I think that's going to do it for this. If you do want me to go even further, you know, I might go 10 years into the future and see what happens there. See if anyone is still there. Then let me know in the comments below. See if you want me to go even further. But for now, I think we'll leave it at that. We've gone to 2024. There's a few players still there. And Everton have actually done really, really well. They've stayed in European contention for most of the time. There's only one season where they missed out entirely. They've won stuff. They won an FA Cup and they won an EFL Cup. They came second in the Europa League. So, you know, I gave them a good platform to build on. So I'm really happy about that. So that Everton continued to succeed after my management, which is I'm really happy about that. That's really good to see. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below, leave any comments, and if you want to see videos as and when they turn up on YouTube, hit subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed this series. Unless you do want me to do one more of these and go even further, that will be it for Everton, and my new series will start as soon as it's ready. But I might be taking like a few days break, and well, trying to prepare for it really. So it might be, you know, maybe a week, might be longer. I don't know. It just depends when it's ready, because I want it to be the best series it can be. So for now, I will leave it at that, and I'll see you in the next video, whenever that's going to be. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.